Welcome students, welcome to the class of construction management and technology. So in this lecture we'll be discussing about optimization of a given problem using simplex method. This is one of the very important topics from unit 4. Basically unit 4 is comprises of this simplex method only. In a university's final exam we can expect there's a problem, maximize problem or minimize problem based on optimization of simplex method. So this is one of the very this is the most important question, long mark question we can say from unit 4 of construction management and technology. The given question to us is as follows: maximize z is equal to 12x1 plus 16x2. So this the equation which is visible to you, the maximize this we call it as objective function. We call it as objective function. We call it as objective function. This objective function z which we have to maximize is dependent upon this constraint. It is dependent upon this constraint. The constraint 1 is how much? 10x1 plus 20x2 less than or equal to 120, whereas the constraint 2 is 8x1 plus 8x2 less than or equal to 80, and these are the conditions of the variables. X1 and x2 are the variables whose value is always greater than or equal to 0 for the above maximizing situation. So let us solve this example using the simplex method. So when we go for the solution, our step 1, let us see step 1. In step 1 what we do is we write given things basically. Okay, what we need to write? We need to write given things. So given things is as follows: what is our given objective function? Given objective function, given objective function. What is our given objective function? This is nothing but our given objective function, which is z is equal to 12x1 plus 16x2. So this is nothing but our objective functions, and constraints are also given. This objective functions is subjected to constraints. What are the constraint? The first constraint is as the first constraint which we know is, what is the first constraint given in the question? 10x1 plus 20x2 which is nothing but, it is nothing but less than or equal to 120. Here less than or equal to 120 is given to us. So what we will do, we will change this less than or equal to inequality to is equal to. How to change this less than or equal to inequality to equal to? By adding one variable at the left hand side. So this type of variable is known as slack variable. This is nothing but slack variable S1. If we add a variable S1 over here, so this less than or equal to becomes equal to, which is equal to 120. So as we have added this variable, okay, we need to add this variable to objective function also. So we will add here, what the coefficient will be 0 S1, because we cannot change the objective function. So what we have done, we have added 0 S1 over here. Similarly, our second constraint becomes, when we see at our when we look at our second constraint, what is our second constraint? 8x1 plus 8x2 less than or equal to 80. So what we need to do, again to change this less than or equal to what we need to do? We need to add S2 over here. So add S2, which is nothing but 80. If we add this, the less than or equal to becomes equal to. Okay. So, again in the objective functions, what we will add? 0 S2. 0 is nothing but coefficient of S2. Here 0 is nothing but coefficient of S1. So, in this manner we have modified our given objective functions. What we have done? We have modified our given objective functions. For all these things, x1, x2, comma s1, comma s2, these all variables values are greater than or equal to 0, greater than or equal to 0. This all variable values are greater than or equal to 0. So, this was our step 1. Now, after modifying the objective function given to us in the problem, our next let us go to our step 2. After step 1, let us proceed to step 2. In step 2, what we have to do is step 2. Step 2 is about formulation of initial simplex table. What we need to do? Formulation of initial simplex table. So, to see how this initial simplex table look like, let us see what is our initial simplex table. Initial simplex table is of this form. Let me show you. This is nothing but our initial simplex table, which we will be using in step 2, which we will be using it in step 2. Done. This is our initial simplex table. So, what we need to fill the initial simplex table with some values. So, what all these values are, let us see. Okay. Here we write CBI, CBI. I will change the color or else. No, let us go with this only. CBI. CBI is nothing but coefficient of basic variables. We have CJ. CJ is coefficient of objective functions. We need to write here over here basic variables. Okay. In this column we have solution. Here solution. Here we have ratio. Here we have ratio. If it is not clear, just let us write it clear once again. Sorry. So, as you have seen, we have initial simplex table in front of us. So, what are those values? CBI. CBI is nothing but coefficient of basic variables. Okay. CJ is coefficient of objective functions. BV is basic variables. This is solution and this is ratio. Now, what we need to do is, first we will fill the values of CJ. What are CJ? CJ is nothing but coefficients of objective function, coefficient of objective functions. I will mark it over here. Let us see. So, these are nothing but our coefficient in the objective function. What if we look it at 12, 16, 0, 0. It is nothing but our coefficient of these are nothing but coefficient of objective functions. So, let us write this over here, coefficients. So, first coefficient is 12. Our first coefficient is 12. 12 is the coefficient of x1. 12 is the coefficient of x1. So, basic variables we have written. The next, it is 16. 16 is the coefficient of x2. We have 0. 0 is the coefficient of S1, again 0, which is the coefficient of S2, which is the coefficient of S2. And what are basic variables? Basic variables are S1 and S2. S1 and S2 are our basic variables, S1, S2. Okay. What are the coefficient of basic variable? What is the coefficient of basic variable over here? We have 0. Again, what is the coefficient of basic variable S2? This is also 0. Look at over here. This all data we are writing it from this objective function. From this objective functions, this all data we are writing it. Till now, is it clear? Okay, we have written this. So, after this, what we need to do is we need to write all these values. After this, what we need to do is we need to tabulate some values, coefficient of S1, S2 and everything. What we need to do? We need to write down these values. Now, look at that. Now, look at the objective function 1, constraint 1. If we look at the constraint 1, what is our constraint 1? So, fill these values. Okay. So, for constraint 1, what are the coefficient of x1? Coefficient of x1 is 10. See here for 1 S1, what we have, coefficient of x1 is 10. We write 10 over here. What is the coefficient of x2? 20. Coefficient of S1 in this is 1. S2, as S2 does not exist over here, it is nothing but 0. Okay. And what is the solution? Solution is 120. The solution is 120. Similarly, look at the constraint 2, constraint equation 2. The coefficient of x1 is 8. Second coefficient of x2 is also 8. S1 we do not have here, so I write it as 0. S2 we have it over here, so we write it as 1. What is the solution? Solution is 80. The solution is 80, as you can see over here. Now, next step is to calculate Zj. The next step is to calculate Zj. Zj is nothing but, let me write it over here. Zj value, can to write Zj value we have sigma Cbi into xi, sigma Cbi into xi. How to write this? Sigma Cbi into xi. Now, look at over here. Look at the simplex table. I will explain you. Sigma Cbi, sigma means value of Cbi 0 into 10 plus 0 into 8. This value we need to write it over here. This is nothing but our Zj. So, what is Zj? Sigma 0 into 10 plus 0 into 8, which is nothing but 0. Okay. Similarly, 0 into 20 plus 0 into 8, here also we have 0. Next, 0 into 1 plus 0 into 0, again we have 0 over here. 0 into 0 plus 0 into 1, we have 0. Here also 0 into 120 plus, where it is, see 0 into 120 plus 0 into 80, the value is also 0. Our next step is to calculate Cj minus Zj, Cj minus Zj. What is Cj? Here you can see. Where is Cj? Here at the top. These are nothing but Cj values 12, 16, 0, 0. Zj values 0, 0, 0, 0. So, Cj minus Zj is 12 minus 0, the value is 0. Sorry, 12 minus 0, the value is 12. The value is 12. 16 minus 0, the value is 16. Okay. 0 minus 0 we have equal to 0. Again similarly, this 0 minus 0 we have 0 over here. So, for maximum condition, to attain a maximum condition, for maximum Cj minus Zj should be equal to 0 for maxima condition. Cj minus Zj should be less than or equal to 0. What does it mean? This all value Cj minus Zj, all value should be less than or equal to 0. But here in this case, the Cj minus Zj, here it is 12 greater than 0, 16 greater than 0. These two are acceptable, but these two values are not acceptable. So, we have not attained the maximum value yet. So, what we have done? We have not attained the maximum value. So, for this what we need to do is, first of all select the maximum value from Cj minus Zj, which is 16, which is nothing but 16. So, this the column corresponding to this 16 becomes key column. This column becomes key column. The values or the column which is corresponding to this 16, it becomes key column. This become key column. Okay. What is this? Key column. So, next step is to divide, as we said, ratio. What we need to do? Divide this 120 with 20 and 80 with 8. So, the values will be, on dividing, 120 by 20 and 80 by 8. We get it as, here what we get, 120 by 20 is nothing but 6, 80 by 8 is nothing but 10. So, here whatever the minimum value, here the minimum value is 6. So, this row, the value corresponding to the minimum ratio becomes key row. Key row. So, the intersection of key row and key column becomes key element. Here this 20, which you can see, the intersection of key column and key row becomes key element. We call this as key element. Okay. Have you got it? We have got key row, we have got key column. In Cj minus Zj, here what we do? Here we select maximum value. Here we select minimum value. Here we select minimum value. This difference you need to remember. Okay. So, here if you see that over here, the value corresponding to this. So, here this x2 becomes entering variable. Here we have x2, and for this similarly corresponding this s1 becomes. So, in the next table what we happens, s2 goes out, x2 comes in. So, what we need to write? Since above Cj minus Zj values are less than or equal to 0, okay, what we need to do? We need to go for iteration 1. We need to perform iteration 1 of this above table. Iteration, the meaning of iteration is nothing but repeating. Okay. So, in this scenario what is happening? x2 is entering variable, and s1 becomes exiting variable. or leaving variable. S1 becomes leaving variable. So, what we need to do? We need to perform iteration 1. This was nothing but this was the first iteration. So, we need to repeat this table. Now, the step 3 is to repeat the iteration 1. Now, let us go for step 3. Iteration 1. The meaning of iteration is nothing but repeating. Till when we will repeat this table? Till Cj minus Zj, all values of Cj minus Zj should be less than or equal to 0. Cj minus Zj value should be less than or equal to 0. Again, what we need to do? We need to insert the table over here. Same simplex table we need to insert. See, we have inserted the table over here. Now, what we need to do is, again we need to write the above value. Here we will get CBI, coefficient of, here nothing but basic variables. Here we have Cj, okay. Here we have Cj. Here is solution. Here we have ratio. Here we have ratio. The coefficient of basic variables remains same. Okay, this all remains same. What all remains same? Cj values 12, 16, 0, 0. These are nothing but our, this is the value of x1, this is the value of x2, this is the value of s1, this is the value of s2. Okay. Now, basic variables, look at over here, look at in our previous problem, x2 was entering and s1 was leaving. So, instead of s1 write it as x2, because x2 was entering, s1 was leaving. So, what we need to do is, we need to write x2 over here as x2 was entering, right. Here already we have S2. So, coefficient of x2, what is the coefficient of x2? Coefficient of x2 is nothing but 16 in objective function. What is the coefficient of s2? It is 0 in objective function. Okay. So, what we need to do is, to get the new values, what we have to do? We need to divide the key element, the first, to get the new values of S2. To get the new values of S2, we need to divide this key element 20 with all of these values. So, to get the new values of S2, what we have, what is the old value? S10. Okay. So, 10 divided by 20. 10 divided by 20 will be 1 by 2. Next, 20 divided by 20, it is nothing but 1. 1 divided by 20, 1 by 20. 0 divided by 20, it is nothing but 0. Now, one more challenging task is to write this row. Okay. The coefficient of S2, the coefficient of x2. For this, the formula is, the formula to write the new values of this second row. Okay. the formula for writing this second row values are new value is equal to corresponding column element into old value minus old value minus corresponding column element into corresponding row element divided by key element This is the formula. For example, here in the old table it was 8. So, what to write? The new value will be 8 minus corresponding column element. What is the corresponding column element? Which is the column over here? Here corresponding column element is 8. Corresponding row element, it is how much? 10 by what is the key element? Key element is 20. 8 minus 8 into 10 by 20. So, the value will be 4 over here. Similarly, on repeating these values, we will get it as 0 over here, minus 2 by 5 over here, and 1 over here. So, this already this this value was 6. We have got this value from here. This value was 6. This is from initial first table. The value, this minimum value 6, we need to write it over here 6. Okay. So, from here we will get the one more value. By performing the same values, we will get the value as 32. We will get the value as 32. So, again Zj, let us calculate Zj. What is Zj? 16 into 1 by 2 plus 0 into 4. So, it is how much? 8. Here 16 into 1 plus 0 into 0. So, here we get this is 8, not minus 8. Okay. So, 16 into 1 plus 0 into this is 16. Okay. 16 into 1 by 2 plus 0 into minus 2 by 5. This value is 4 by 5. 16 into 0 plus 0 into 1, this is also 0. Similarly, 16 into 6 plus 0 into 32, we have got the value as 96 over here. Now, Cj minus Zj. Now, we need to find Cj minus Zj. 12 minus 8, the value is 4. 16 minus 16, the value is 0. This is minus 4 by 5. This is also 0. So, what we need to do here, all Cj minus for maximum condition, what we need to have? For maximum condition, Cj minus Zj should be less than or equal to 0. So, look at over here. Here we have 4 which is greater than 0. 0 minus 4 by these 3 are satisfying, but this fourth one is not satisfying. So, again the maximum value has not reached. So, what we need to do? Again we need to do the iteration 2. We need to perform iteration 2. Okay. So, how we will get? The first of all we will select the maximum value. Here maximum value is 4. So, this become corresponding column element. Okay. On dividing these values with ratio 6 divided by 1 by 2, 6 divided by 1 by 2, the value is how much? 12. The value is 12. Similarly, 32 divided by 4. We have got the value 32 divided by 4. The value is 8. So the minimum is 8. Minimum value. So this becomes key row. Okay, and what intersection this one, this 4 becomes, what does this 4 becomes? This 4 is nothing but our key element. This is nothing but key row, key column, this is nothing but key element. This is nothing but our key element. So again, what we need to do? We need to find entering variable, exiting variable. Look at over here, column. So now what is our entering variable? X1 is entering variable, S2 is leaving variable, S2 leaves out, X2 enters in. Write it down. X2 is entering variable and S2 is leaving variable. S2 is leaving variable. What we need to do? We need to perform iteration 2. Okay. The next step, step 4 is nothing but performing iteration 2. Next step is to step, which step we have after step 3. Next let us go for step 4. Iteration 2. For iteration 2, what do we need? We need table. What do we need? We need table. So let us insert this table. So we have inserted the table, and what we have to write? Again the values. This is nothing but our CBI, this is CJ, basic variables, ratio, solution. Okay. So what are coefficient? What are the basic coefficient of objective functions? We have 12. This remains same for all the tables. 12, 16, 0, 0. This is nothing but S2 value. This is S1. This is X2. This is X1. Okay. So now look at over here. Earlier it was, what do we have? Basic variables X2. X2 is over here. Instead of S2, what we need to write? X1. So write X2 and X1. X2 was already there. Instead of S1, what we need to write? S1. So what is the coefficient of X2 in objective function? It is 16. Look at the objective function. From this objective functions we will write the value, the coefficient of X2 is 16, coefficient of X1 is 12. Okay. So what we need to do? What is our step? What is our next step? Dividing this 4 with all the element. Okay. What we need to do? We need to divide this 4 with all the values. divide this key element 4 with all of the key row for all the key row values. So, we have 4. So, 4 divided by 1 will be 1, 4 divided by 4 1, okay. 0 divided by 4 it will be 0, minus 2 by 5 divided by 4. So, it is nothing but minus 1 by 10. This will be 1 by 4. Solution is 8. So, I will write 8 over here, this minimum value. This minimum value will write it over here. Again, what we need to substitute? The new values of x2. So, what is the formula for new value? New value is equal to old value minus corresponding column element into corresponding row element divided by key element divided by key element. So, this is nothing but will be our new value. For example, here the old value was 1 by 2, here the old value is 1 by 2. So, to get the new value, how to get the new value? Old value is 1 by 2 minus corresponding column element. Corresponding column element of 1 by 2 is 1 by 2 itself into corresponding row element. What is the corresponding row element of 1 by 2? We have 4 over here divided by key element is 4. If we substitute this 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2, we will get the value as 0. We will get the value as 0. Similarly, for this we will get it as 1. This is 1 by 10, again minus 1 by 8. We get these values. So, what is the next step? Minus 1 by 8 and one more here also, this 32 thing, it will be equal to 2. So, what is the next step? Next step is to calculate the values of Zj. Next step is to calculate the values of Zj. How to calculate Zj? 16 into 0 plus 12 into 1. So, the value is 12. 16 into 1 plus 12 into 0, the value is 16. 16 into 1 by 10 plus 2 into minus 1 by 10, this value is around 2 by 5. 16 into minus 1 by 8 plus 12 into 1 by 4, the value will be around 1. Okay. 16 into 2 plus 12 into 8, the value is 128. The value is 128. The value is 128. Okay. So, now the next step is to calculate Cj minus Zj. 12 minus 12, the value is 0. 16 minus 16, the value is 0. 0 minus 2 by 5, it is nothing but minus 2 by 5. 0 minus 1, it is nothing but minus 1. So, look at all these Cj values. Here Cj minus Zj values are less than or equal to 0. Here are less than or equal to 0. So, what we can say, maxima is attained. the maxima is attained or maxima is reached. So what will be the values of x1? The optimized values. Therefore optimized values. Now look at over here, the value of x1 in this table is how much? 8. The value of x2 in this table is how much? 2. So therefore x1 is nothing but 8, x2 is nothing but 2, which gives the value z is equal to 128. This value of z is nothing but 128. So the solution to our given problem, was maximize. What is the maximized value? Here the maximized value which we got it as x1. The value of x1 should be equal to 8. The value of x2 should be equal to 2. So that the maximum value of z is how much? 128. The maximum value of z should be 128. If you substitute 8 and 2 in this equation, you will get the value as 128 only. So this is all about optimization by simplex method. This is all about optimization by simplex method. Unless we get the value of Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0, we need to keep on doing the iteration for the said things. Okay, I hope you people have understood this. Thank you.